Hello, hello, and welcome to the Introvert Social Hour. My name is Kavana, and today is just me, y'all. This is the season finale, season four finale specifically, of the Introvert Social Hour podcast. And so, if you're new to me, I do like to kind of end it with the just me, a little bit introspective. We kind of talk to each other. I kind of just talk to myself and you kind of listen, kind of thing. But I like to think that we're having a conversation with each other. A lot of the times it's reflection stuff, hopeful things, what's to look forward to, yada, yada, yada. And so I want to do that again this time around. I feel like there's been so many different things happening as of late. And I thought it'd be really good to give those general updates and then also like what the podcast looks like for the future. And so we're going to kind of dig into that today a little bit. Usually with these episodes, it's pretty much a shorter episode. It's not a full hour because that's a lot of talking for your girl for just that one period of time. Heavy still on the introvert. Okay. Um, I didn't want to go in. So the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about is what the podcast can give for the future. One, I want to say we're in a good space, which is great. It's important to know I do all my things. Whatever you see me do, I do it all by myself. So on top of my 9 to 5, on top of my other job y'all don't know about, on top of the other things. So it is a bit of a heavy task load that I'm lifting right now. And so with the podcast, I have been thinking about, do we keep it? Does it stay? Is it worth the stay? And I think what's been really solid about going visual this time for season four, and my content creation, growing slowly but surely. It's okay. TikTok be having beef with me slowly but surely, in the social media world, and then that kind of attaches over to the podcast world. It's been growing, which has been great, but I've been also like debating, is it growing at the rate where the workload is enough? Like when I say I do everything, I do all of my like the marketing for it and all the stuff like that. I love me a Canva. So I do make all the Canva stuff myself. No, there is no AI put on there. I do all the things. So uh, that's just important to know. I mean, Canva has AI stuff, but I do the things. I don't be like, make this flyer for me. I make my flyers and stuff. So that there's a debate on whether season five will come next year. We will see where it goes. If you love the podcast and if you share it with people, keep sharing it with people, keep talking about it, keep engaging with the videos on my social media platforms, whether it's on Instagram or whether it's on TikTok or whether it is on YouTube. Watch all of the episodes are available on YouTube as it is here now. If you're listening to it, wherever you listen to it, keep engaging with it, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm making sure it is put out there. But the question of, does season five stand? Is it worth my time to keep putting effort in? That is a question mark. I love doing the podcast. It's where I started the introvert social hour in general before it became something that was on social media. And it's where I was able to talk with my friends and talk with people I haven't been able to talk to in a long time, whether it's been 5 years since college, or it gives me an opportunity to get out of my shell and reach out to someone that I would love to talk to, but just I was too, shaking in my boots about it. And so being able to do that, it's opened up a place for me, which I'm really happy about and really proud of myself about. I'm really happy of the guests that I've had on, whether it's my friends, whether it's people who became friends down the line, people I admire, people I enjoy. And I'm glad that am able to share them with you. And so that's just the debate right now. It's like, it's just me. I don't have a team. I'm very small creator. So we're thinking about those things, and where we go from here in regards to the Introvert Social Hour podcast. And I've also considered, does the podcast then move into something in the YouTube world where I don't do a podcast anymore, but maybe the podcast becomes a series on YouTube instead. And then what do we talk about then? Because also when it comes to series, people like a little bit more consistency in regards to, hey, what am I coming into this week? And that's what what the Introvert Social Hour podcast is. You never know what you're coming for, because that's just me. I feel like I kept that honest along the way. This week we're talking about Disney. This week we're talking about taking care of your body and your health, all the things I care about. This week, we're talking about movies and TV shows. This week, we're talking about Lego building and hobbies. This week, we're talking about travels and adventure, all the things I love and enjoy. I like, as we are as humans, we're just like these big individuals. And so I don't want to tone myself down because that's never, I just don't think that's where I want to be. While that is the easiest path to success, as we see people who niche, they just move a lot freaking faster. Um, I don't want that to be me, because I want people to see that, and it's possible. I think right now I see a lot of creators who do that, but they've been creating since 2020. They can, so I'm just trying to figure that out. So if you are someone who's like, well, no, how, let's do a series, Kayvana, let's do a YouTube series instead, or no, Kayvana, let's do podcast. Keep supporting the podcast, keep sharing it, go back to all those other seasons, do the things, share, like, subscribe to the YouTubes, all the things like that. But then also feel free to drop comments, let me know what you think. So that's, I just want to get that out of the way. I've been thinking about it for a minute. Season 4 was a potential no, but I said, well, you know what, I haven't done visual, let's do visual, let's keep pushing it out a little bit more, and let's see where we go. And we've made progress, but I question, is it enough progress to confirm, do we come back for season 5? It's a lot of work. The thought process of the episode, the process of editing the episode after recording the episodes, the recording episode, editing, the marketing of it, getting the videos, all this like that, posting it, sharing it, all the things like that. There's layers and layers to it, making sure it goes to YouTube, making sure it goes to all the other platforms. Not as difficult because I have a one-line system that's made easier, but then also that's money. So it's just a lot. So let me know what you think about that. Moving forward though, on to the fun stuff. Not saying that's not fun. It's just, if I that's a hard topic. But on to the fun stuff. What have we been doing this year? A lot. Okay. If you were here when I did my reflections in 2024, when your girl was down, biggity bad, bad, down, down. You know what I'm saying? And if you're here with me now, progress. Okay. I think for me, it's so funny when people are like, girl, you are living your best life. And I'm like, but did you see me in 2024? Did you see me in 2024? And the crazy part was 2024 was actually a transition period. I was doing things in 2024 as well, where I was like, I feel like for me, my battle is not to be cheesy. We have been given this life. You got to have a job. It's got to be some kind of 9 to 5. You do this, this, that. You work this, this, that. And you're supposed to work your life to the bone. Things are getting more expensive. You can't spend money on the fun things. You got to spend money on taking care of yourself. Get a car, get a house, have a kid, all those things like that, whatever that is, whatever that lines for you. And for me, I've said, I'm going to do what I want to do. I got to work because I need money, unfortunately. And I've always been, when I learned, I was like, so none of this is real? None of this is real? And we're just out here? So I've been in the path of, I kind of got trapped in that, like, oh, I work, I go home. Because I was a teacher, I was working when I got home, come go to work again in the morning, all stuff like that. And I said, I don't want to live like this for the rest of my life. I said, we're gotta hit a U-turn. Okay. If you don't know and you haven't listened to that Reflections podcast from 2024, I think it was season 2 finale, I quit my job. Bam. That changed the trajectory of everything. Quit my job, no backup plan. That was the biggest part. Now that I've done that, I really do feel like, and I said this, I think last season too for season 3, like I feel like I truly can do anything, and I'm unstoppable. Is that the best path? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I will tell you right now, I was spending money this summer. Ask me if I should be spending any more money this summer. The answer is no. I got some things to pay. Yeah, I do, but I would never take any of that back. I think for me, it's like I've been telling myself the money will come back. I'm paying for my experience. I am paying for the opportunity to just live, like actually live, and not work to live, like live to work, whatever, whatever, whatever. Like, take the work out of this for a second. Like, for as much as possible, I would love to be able to be a full-time creator, but I'm aware that there's things I have to unlock out of myself in order to get to my full potential. Like, y'all haven't gotten me at my full potential yet. And so I feel like we're getting there. Full potential as a creator, definitely need to start unlocking some more things as my full potential as a dancer. I feel like there's some things that just need to be unraveled, some things got to push out, am I living my best life? I think I'm very proud of where I am, but I know for a fact there are more things I want to do. That's just the gold in me. I don't know if you ever took that color personality test. I'm a gold to the T. I'm a little type A, a little bit of a perfectionist, but I think because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, that sets me back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you know, you know. So, that all to say, yes, I am really proud of where I am. And yes, I have been living my best life um, because I choose not to suffer. I suffered. Yeah. And so and I'm glad this happened before I hit like 30, where I was like, I'm not doing this. And there's so many people I talk to now who are, older than me, whether they're people in my family or people I know as friends who are like, no, you're doing it. They're like, you're doing it the right way because I'm here at this point in time in my life. And you would think because I've been here at this point on earth for this long, I would have it. And I don't have it. Like, I don't like where I'm at. I don't like, my job. I'm not taking care of myself. I have decided no matter what, I prioritize me. I don't care how much you pay me. I don't care how much I need you to pay my rent. I'm going to figure this out. And I did it. And I've done it before and I'll do it again. So at any point where it doesn't feel right anymore, once again, I know a bit cheesy, but it doesn't feel right anymore here, where I feel like I am literally being like spiritually drained, we exit the chat no matter what. This could be a job, this could be a person, a relationship, this could be anything. You are getting chopped. I don't care. If that means I gotta go back home to my mom, not an ideal. I love my mom, but I like actually living in New York City. But like, if that meant that, for whatever period in time, then I would do what I got to do. Now the Legos, that'd be hard to move around. But back to that though, I worst case scenario, we got to sell some stuff. We got to sell some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like I'm going to live. There's many things I want to do still. I haven't used my passport since 2019. I want to go some places outside of the country. I would love to go to more places more often. It's so funny. I talk my grandma be like, you be always outside. Girl, if I had the money, you'd be mad at me being outside even more, girl. I'd be outside all weekend, every weekend, all weekend. All right. Instead, though, I'll go ahead and buy me a little Lego set. I got a little backlog, and I'll build me a Lego set for the weekend because I cannot fly to the Bahamas right now. Okay. And that's okay. But I'm very content of where I am in the space I'm at because I think there's a freedom in not being held to the system. Yeah, the system, what we've kind of been thrown into. I think it's laughing because it's kind of crazy. Like, I remember growing up and I was like, adulting is like kind of looking kind of trash. I was like, remember I used to be like 23 kind of seems like a good stopping point. I don't know. Like 20, all those other like bills and stuff. Like, and might I add, that was at the time when the rent was still not that bananas. That was when rent was still kind of given, a little 800 or something, depending on what the size of your apartment was. I wish I could spend $800 on some rent right now. Okay. But I move forward and I'm appreciative of where I am. I think for me, the grateful aspect of it is like sitting in a period where I used to wish for, like, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was, teaching, waking up, whew, girl, I remember I was working in the Bronx and I had to get up at like five something just to, get to work at 7, sometimes earlier, depending. And I wouldn't get back home until almost 7, sometimes 8 if the trains was bad. And I'd still have to do some work when I got home, girl. Yeah. So, and I remember being like, well, I wish I could have a job that just didn't require me outside of those hours. I wish I could have more work life balance and separation, and I have that now, and I'm really grateful for that. Um, but I also am aware that this is not my forever, and that's okay too, because it shouldn't be. I don't think unless you really are in a job that you really love and really like this is your passion, then yes. But I am not passionate, and that's okay. And that's okay. I know where my passions lie. I love dance, right? That's a big one. I love creative fields in like all aspects. I'm a huge lover of theater. on stage and off stage. I talked about that all the time. I kind of like as I've been watching more shows this year, which I'm really grateful for. Broadway on a budget. That's how I do it, y'all. You gotta find ways about the money, and I'm gonna talk about that too. Um, Seeing more shows and seeing it from a perspective of someone who has been behind the stage, I've been like, how do I get back there? I remember there was a period where I tried to look for jobs like that, and I was just like, a lot of times it's still about who you know. So I don't know. Maybe I need to start shooting my shot. Worst thing they say no, is no, right? Even if like for part time stuff or like the weekend, like hop through and I don't know. We'll see. But I'm in a space where I am ready for a transition to be more in a creative space. And so we'll see where that goes from there for sure. The money part. Some people may ask, so I'm just going to say this now. How I save money. Easy peasy, my hair. I do it myself. It's not always going to look great, but I will say people been thinking I locked my hair up. It's a mini twist, so I ate that. I ate that. I will say that. Now, what will not be the best experience is when these get taken down. I will keep you up to I don't know what's coming next, but that's what saved me. I saved so much money doing my hair, and I can put that into my hobbies. I can put that into travel. I can put that into other things like that. That's one. Same other things too, like all the um like like nails, eyebrows, things like that. I do kind of all that stuff myself. I don't really get my nails done, but like I clean up my eyebrows myself. I leave that alone. Just things like that where I don't feel like I need it. That's kind of where I save money. But I know some people are like, no, I need to get my nails done every 2 weeks or, whatever, whatever, and period, because that is your self care and that's what you deserve. So do what you got to do. But I know even that's gotten more expensive. And I think that's why I never really went back to it because I remember when I was younger and I would go with my mom to the nail shop and you could get a little something, something for 25. That little something, something for 25. I don't know what you get for 25 these days unless you found a good place. But they do not cost that anymore. Okay. So I know that's expensive. Hair is more expensive now, unless there's also good shops too that aren't going to charge an arm and a leg to get your hair done. But I always just think like it's going to be $100 something. I'm still gonna have to buy the hair. Might as well just go ahead, get that hair and do it myself. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take my arms out and my hands, but I'm saving a good chunk of change. So, and I could get it done within a day. So, I'm not a multi-day person. I'll stay up for a whole night and binge watch some shows and some movies before I have to do my hair for like a whole period of time. I'll give my 2 days, let's say 2 days, because we'll roll it in if I have to, but I try not to as much as possible. Because if I split up my wash day and also like that, it's a whole thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's just a note for that. So to close out really quick. One, we're in a good path. Two, thank you for being here. I appreciate you supporting whichever way you support, whether you're listening to the podcast, you're sharing the podcast, liking the podcast, whether you're supporting on Introvert Social Hour for social media. If there's something that you're looking for and you're like, I would love to get more of this, feel free to drop it in. I'm curious. I'd love to know. Whether you're on YouTube and subscribing, make sure you subscribe and whatever, whatever. Or if you follow me on Kavana and you just happen to be here as well, for my regular personal page, my dance page, then hey, what's up? You get a little bit more of me here. So thank you for being here. I'm grateful. Like I said, I don't niche, so I'm aware I move a lot slower uh, than my creative peers. And I think what's beautiful about not stressing out as much these days, I'm really working on it. I'm really working on it. It's a process. Is just letting it be, creating, and the numbers are the numbers. And I know there's people who are there, and even if there aren't people who are there, still creating when there's nobody to be there. I think Dochi is a perfect example. Like she has some solid, like before she popped off, her vlogs and her like kind of conversations, wonderful. Creating just to create, whether there's expectation of person or not, is just it's so important. It's so important. And it's needed as well, just to have fun. I think creation has gotten lost in, I don't know, social media sometimes doesn't become creation. It can become a battlefield. I personally stay away from that because I have strived and I think I've done a great job and we've done a great job because you're part of the community as well. Of this is a space for I always say like positivity, escapism, keep the negativity out, bring the positivity in. Let's talk about the things we enjoy. Let's talk about the fun stuff, whether it's a hobby. I love me a pair of Crocs. So if I'm sharing like some fits with y'all or something like that, just fun vibes, fun, fun, fun. I think we need more fun in a place that can be a lot sometimes, you know? And so that's what I strive for here. So my general message to you is I hope what comes for you in these next few months of the year, which is bananas, we're almost in 2027. Next months for the year is that you find that freedom, you find that less weight, you find what works for you. Um, I want you to put you first. You first. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you loving yourself? What is that message? I think for me, I was joking about hobby hour and everybody buying hobbies and not using them. But it's also like it's a self care thing, right? Are you actually taking care of yourself? So people like taking care of myself is buying. I feel that too, girl. But we also got to make sure we're using the stuff we're buying, or else we shouldn't be buying it. And really just like giving ourselves time to just shut our brains off and focus in. So I hope that you find that for yourself. You find that journey of. I know a lot of people right now are kind of feeling stuck. Like I said, I'm in a transition period, and I don't really know where that's leading just yet. I hope you find that for you. And I really hope that this these not last few months and into the next year just brings you a whole bunch of joy, a whole bunch of newness in the best ways possible, adventure, fun, all the things. I'm still going to be on Introvert Social Hour social media. I have not missed a day of posting in almost 2 years. So um I will still be there. You will still be with me, I hope. And then we'll see where this podcast goes. This was just like a fun conversation, fun talk, randomness that I hope that kind of recap on my life kind of gives you something too, because it gives you a little bit of idea of like, yes, I talk to y'all on the medias, but you don't really get a lot of that internal information. And so this was kind of an internal kind of catch up moment with us, one to one, as we kind of close out the Introvert Social Hour season 4. And we'll see if season 5 returns next year or not. I'm going to see how the podcast keeps doing in analytics wise for this time frame. So, a lot of people go back and they catch up on episodes. I'm going to see. So make sure, once again, you're sharing, you're liking, subscribe to YouTube, watch on YouTube. If you're a visual person, you can watch it visually on Spotify as well. You just can't watch it in other places. So everything else outside of Spotify and YouTube is a audio podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being on the socials or wherever you are. Get some sunshine, get some air. Have an amazing rest of your 2026. And I will see you later on the Introvert Social Hour. Bye.